Hey, we are apparently live.
We are live.
Uh, this is very exciting. I'm Beth Sherman. I'm a TV writer who also ghostwrites and adds comedy to speeches and presentations. My co-host today for this punch-up session is Lianna Pat. She is an incredible conversion copywriter
Love
and
it, Beth.
specializing, yeah, in making things funny. And for the next hour or so, we're going to be punching up, adding humor to, and making your websites, your presentations, your speeches funnier and more engaging. Not necessarily in that order, but for sure, adding a little life to them.
Yeah, one of those two, if not both. And
Hopefully, both.
we have such a range of copy, Beth. Like, we have a lot of websites, we have a lot of software because that's the world that I play in, but we've got some interesting topics to be funny about today.
We do, and we've got some speeches. We've got a wedding speech, so we've got a ton of stuff. If you are watching now and you want to submit yours, there's a link in the description. So if you haven't already submitted, go into the description. Just click the link. It's a Google form, and you'll be in the queue. We're going to give everybody 5 minutes. We'll set a timer. You'll hear a very annoying sound when the time is up. Because I have fun with sound effects. And then we'll move on to the next. So we'll get through as many people as we can in the next hour or so.
I think the challenge will be only spending 5 minutes. As I told you, I get really in the weeds and I'm like, let's make it better from the ground up. And it's like, nope, that's not what we're doing here. We're just spending 5 minutes making it funnier.
Perfect. And look, and we've got people here. Hi, Julio. Hi, Benjamin. Hi, Dave. Benjamin says, please talk about cats. And we got two gals with glasses here, so the odds are good.
Yeah. Spoke right to my heart.
We've got Katie. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
Shall we jump in?
Let's do it. Oh, it's my co-founder, Ben, who asked us to talk about cats. So that's not fair because I talk about cats every day in the emails to our pet list. So Ben, yes, I will talk about cats, but not because you told me to. Let's jump in. We have the perfect person who was the very first to submit. And so I want to reward Doug, our steadfast listener. And Doug has sent us 3 homepage copy ideas for a company called Zephyr IT. And so I kind of want to like breeze through them quickly to see if there's different angles here, and then we can maybe pick one.
Okay. And is it ready to go?
It is. Can you see it in the stream?
I can. Just wanted to make sure.
Just let me like
Whatever
porn on the side before you put the stream live. Yeah, that's
it's worth double checking. Yeah.
yeah. It's not weird porn. It's very vanilla. I just, Okay, Beth is regretting co-hosting with me already. Doug's copy. You had an IT skills problem. We just solved it for you. You're trying to stay ahead of the curve, be competitive, transform your business environment. Your management demands it and the staff expect it. You're getting frustrated trying to find the IT skills you need. You know there's a solution, but your budget is squealing and your eyes are watering at the day rates the international consultancies are quoting. You need an experienced project manager. You want another business analyst. You love a full stack developer, but you have doubts about Santa. So what chance of a full stack anything being real? You're not wrong, though. There is a solution. It's Zephyr IT. I have thoughts, Beth, before we go on, because there's more copy here, and I don't even know if we need to go to the second copy idea. But I have thoughts right away. I'm curious to know yours.
Well, one of the few words in that, because I'm not an IT person, one of the few words in that I understood was squealing.
Yes.
So I would say, but I love the spirit of this.
Yeah.
You had an IT skills problem. We solved it. You're trying to be so. I love the pace of it. I love the spirit of it. I would say, from a comedy standpoint, squealing is sort of half a joke. It's not quite there. So what's it squealing like? Because you could have a bunch of cheerleaders squealing, you could have squeal like a pig. Two very different triggers.
Yeah.
So I would finish the metaphor for that. And your eyes are watering at the day rates that the international consultancies are quoting. I like the imagery of that. It feels a little wordy to me. That would be my knee-jerk reaction to the top part of that.
Yeah. Okay. So you're talking about the same thing that I want to talk about, which is like specificity would really help Doug nail this, both in the comedy and I think in the skills. Maybe it's because we're not in the IT skills niche, but it seems very general. Like, what are IT skills? What are people actually looking to hire these fancy consultants for? Because I feel like if you're getting paid the big bucks to be an international IT skills consultant, you have some very niche, very boringly named skills. And I kind of wanted to see those listed copy-wise. But yeah, squealing like what? Like a pig. I love squealing like a pack of cheerleaders on game day. I don't know. That could be one way to do it. And then you love a full stack developer, but you have doubts about Santa. So what chance of a full stack anything being real? I feel like the punchline is in the middle of the joke, and it should be at the end somehow.
Yes, I would agree with that. And am I just being thick, or I'm not quite sure. So you had an IT skills problem. Is this that the company had a problem finding people who had IT skills? Or is this, I am an IT person and I want to up my skills and
Yeah.
I want to add to my bag of tricks?
Yeah, it's not clear, but I think we can kill two squealing birds with one stone, and make the Santa line into the homepage headline. So like, Santa's not real. Full stack developers with the IT skills you need are. And then like, so here's the promise, and then we can jump back into the problem, right?
I love that. And also you could turn that around and make it, things that people don't believe exist.
Yeah.
And you could give yourself sort of a rule of threes. You could give yourself, Bigfoot, unicorns, what was it? Someone with the skills, whatever
Yeah.
that line was.
Yeah.
Again, it's
Full stack
into tech
developers.
speak.
Yeah. Full stack developers with big, like hyphen big consultancy knowledge at a small reasonable price or whatever. If we don't want to compete on price, you don't have to include that line. But I love the rule of three idea, things that don't exist.
Or things that might not exist, or that have not yet been proven to exist, may or may not exist. That
Yeah.
feels like, if you do some brainstorming about that stuff, because you could, a good presidential candidate, just whatever. I mean, you could, if you wanted to make it topical, but thinking along those lines, you could even go further away from unicorns and Santas and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that because it's funny and it speaks to the problem that they're facing. Like, you cannot find this person or these consultants without paying a ton. And you also can't find Sasquatch. So welcome to Zephyr.
Yeah, and I might say, your budget is instead of saying your budget is squealing, I mean, I get that, it hurts to spend money. I get where you're going with it, but it might just be, but money is tight. Because sometimes if you're able to, if you like the idea of using the joke up top, the things that may or may not exist or are rumored to exist, then you might be able to kind of get down to business later and thin some of the rest of that out and just say, but money's tight. And the rates that international consultants charge is exorbitant, is insane.
Yeah. And I think there's also, if you want, another little joke there to be made about like, if you're working with a big consultancy, not only are they expensive, but there's going to be like 40 people on every email thread, and it's going to take a month to accomplish anything. So maybe just like work with one person who can, like, the buck stops here.
That's great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we have so many people commenting and listening. Matt says ET experts versus IT experts. I love that. If you go with like the aliens, we're no ET experts, but we are IT experts. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, you're hired.
Yeah, come on, join the stream.
I love it. Thanks for being here. Elishiva, it has started. We are here, and thanks for joining us. Also, Kevin, I like Dave plus one cats. Yes, I like that.
Dave knows.
Dave knows. So
thanks for coming. Sorry, go on, Beth.
No, I was actually looking at the timer, and we're getting close to 5 on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I saw that Dave said thank you. So Dave, you just ended your own session. Dave, you just gave us
Wait,
license
wait,
to
it's
move
Doug.
on.
It's Doug. We're moving on to Dave. We have
Oh,
so many
Doug,
Dougs.
I beg your pardon.
There's
But
dozens of Daves and Dougs.
Doug, who we just did, said
Yes.
thank you. So okay, Doug is
Thank you,
tagging
Doug.
out and saying thank you.
And then we can
We
move on to Dave.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's easy for you to say.
Can y'all get different names, please? Like, okay.
Well, they have different names. We're just
getting them wrong.
we're just too ADD to yeah.
We're doing great. I wanted to find a synonym for great that meant that started with D, and I couldn't think of one. So, womp womp.
Lovely
And delightful. We're doing delightful. Yeah.
We're getting Cole Porter in here. Let's bring up Dave.
Dave.
Right? Dave. Okay.
Dave, whose copy I know is already good because I actually use this tool, and he's been working on the landing page. But let's look at it anyway. Do you spend hours manually removing silence from your videos? Beth, do you?
Yes.
Well, damn. He's got you right away. Damn, Dave.
Sold.
I'm just now remembering it's like the no profanity rule in the stream and just destroying it. Okay, remove silence from your videos in seconds automatically. Finding and removing every little pause takes forever. I love the little asterisk and like italic. If you're like many creators I know, a big chunk of your editing is spent cutting out the silence, cutting the unnecessary parts to reveal the gold. Click, split, select the silence, ripple, delete. Hundreds of tiny, tedious, handcrafted, trademark cuts. Necessary, yeah, but yawn, so boring. Oh, I love this copy. It's so conversational and funny. How about we automate that? We don't have to do this by hand anymore. Beth, let me know if I'm scrolling too fast or if you want to keep reading or just...
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. Focus on making content your audience will love. Spend more time on your business instead of in your business. Okay. I want to stop us here because I've seen a couple things already. Like, first of all, A+ headline. We love a good question headline where the answer is yes, because you're like, I'm bought in immediately. And then it's like, guess what? My tool does this for you. Then we have the problem statement. Is this you? Are you struggling? It's like the black and white portion of the infomercial where the person is like, I hate this blender, and they splash a smoothie everywhere. We have this like onomatopoeia fun description that lights up a different part of the brain. That's like, this is what it sounds like to do this thing. But I'm not sure the little handcrafted TM thing is working for me.
Yeah, I get where you're going with it, and I appreciate it. But I think in that sense, I think you might do better with hundreds of tiny, tedious. I mean, throw a third T in there.
Yes.
Yes. Painstaking. Painstaking.
That sounds painful.
This is where we get the thesaurus out. But
yeah, Tarantino-esque. I don't know who's a director who's famous for having lots of cuts and also whose name starts with T. That's a tall ask.
Or just teeny tiny tedious.
Yeah, teeny tiny tedious.
Trims.
Teeny tiny tedious trims. Nailed it. Okay. How about we automate that? We don't have to do this by hand anymore. Anymore is one word, and you need a period. But you can have your sunglasses smiley instead of the period, Dave. I'll give you that. Here's the next thing that caught me. Focus on making content your audience will love and spend more time on your business instead of in your business. That seems like sort of a cop-out, right? Like that is a business cliche. What are the specific things they could be doing instead of this cliche? Like what are they going to use those minutes that they've just saved doing? Well,
and as you know, we're on YouTube, so I know I can speak for myself. I would love a tool like this because it would let me make more content.
Yeah.
That would be in the business. But if you're talking to someone who's editing, who maybe isn't an editor by trade, someone like me who's just kind of hacking along, trying to do their best and wants everything to be as easy and straightforward as possible. Focus on making content your audience will love. instead of, sitting at your desk pulling your hair out.
Andy says, automate the cuts, watch more cat videos. Yes, this is my value prop. This is a tool for me.
I love this crowd.
Yeah.
This is the best writer's room I've been in years.
Right? Yeah, Dave, like you have the most enticing part of the UVP in the middle of the paragraph right now, leaving the fun creative parts for you. It's like you want to make the video. You don't want to cut the video and look at your own face for 15 hours. Right? Yeah.
Is there sort of is there a version of save your breath? Save your because it's kind of what you're doing. Pull up. I mean, in editing, it's a pull up, right? Pulling it out. Pull up. Save your pull ups for the gym.
I like that.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know this editing lingo. Maybe Recut users would know. Or we can pull out like some of the names that iMovie has or whatever software they're using to cut. For me, it was iMovie. And I was just like, snip, 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 delete, snip, delete. Yeah. But he's already doing that. So select the silence, ripple, delete. Yeah.
I think you could also get into why, or if you wanted one other place to go, why pulling those extra breaths out is something that people would want to do, because this is specifically to kind of pull those breaths out and really have everything be very tight together, right? For sort of a YouTube-y kind of or social media audience, because that's not something that, I worked in TV for a long time. That's not something that we do there. We leave room for laughs. We leave pad for laughs and things like that. So it not only is it something you should use, it's something you should be doing, and you should be using Recut to do it. But the value, how it affects the viewer in social media and why people do that was kind of new to me.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like you don't have the patience to edit manually, and your audience doesn't have the patience to watch you breathe and say
Yeah. These kids are busy. Yeah.
There's so many cat videos to watch, and full circle.
There we go.
2 use cases.
Well,
yes, I think we have to wrap.
I think that's I'm not even here. Look
There's
at that.
a timer sound.
Okay.
So dramatic. Okay. Let's see. Dave, I hope that was helpful, because we are just moving on now. So get over it. Beth, what do you feel like talking about next? Because we have a sugar baby video script, a sugar baby coach video script. We have a couple product pages.
Well, did you say one of the options is a sugar baby coach?
Yes, it is.
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. I say we ask the chat.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
I say we ask the chat. Let's do, give us an, who wants tips on being a sugar baby, or finding a sugar daddy. Oh, the chat got real quiet all of a sudden.
The chat is no one in the chat. I will admit, I thought about exploring this as an avenue in college. And I went so far as to sign up on one of those sites. And then the first person who was like, let me take you to dinner, I was like, ew, gross, never mind. So it wasn't for me.
Well, here, Jeff's in for sugar baby.
Jeff's in for sugar baby. Okay, cool.
So, Katerina, welcome.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great. Okay, I'm going to read the context.
Shannon, your times are tough. I love it.
Also, no judgment, y'all. Like,
no.
Go off, get paid. It wasn't for me, and I think it was because of this one person who was like, I Googled you, and I was like, okay.
Put the video,
I'm gonna put it up,
but the document up.
I'm gonna read the context. This script is for my video that will go on the landing page for prospective sugar babies to sign up for a call. So the person who submitted the copy coaches women to become sugar babies. I'm hosting a small intimate group where they have to apply for a free call. I want to make them feel like, OMG, I need to be on this call. It's for women who want to benefit from their relationships. It's the complete A to Z roadmap to attract lucrative attention. Ask for what you want and have him generously provide. Okay. And now I will share, and we're going to do some quick formatting on the copy because it is a bit of a wall of text. So I am just going to add some paragraph breaks real quick.
Okay.
We have places to land.
Just let me know when you're ready to bring it up. Shannon says sisters doing it for themselves. I like it. Yep. Well, doing it for themselves, finding someone else to pay for it. But why not?
Okay.
Generosity
We
is
are
good.
ready. We are ready
Yep.
to bring up the copy.
Okay.
How would you like to attract capable, generous men who want to provide for you because they know you're worth it? How would it feel to have the confidence and skill set required to effortlessly lead quality prospects into full provider status? And are you ready to finally stop winging it and implement a simple plan to attract your ideal relationships with ease? I don't need to convince you that your relationships play a huge role in your life. You're here because you already know, and that's great because you're exactly where you need to be. I'm Taylor, and I help women attract generous men. We can go on.
Well, I would my first thought, I keep forgetting you can't see my cursor. My first thought for the last sentence in the first paragraph,
Yeah.
and are you ready to finally stop winging it? I might just make that declarative instead of a question. Stop winging it and
Mhm.
implement my simple plan. You know,
Yeah. I think, and this may be not a fit for this brand voice, but I think there's room for more jokes about, like, the problem. That's always where I wanna bring the comedy in, is the struggle, right? Because it allies us with the reader. So it's like, men are trash. Sorry, but it's true. A lot of them are. And if you want to not only level up with people who respect your time, but also pay for your time, maybe, or pay for your company, like, let's paint a picture of the kind of person that they're dating right now in an
yeah,
unflattering
it's hard
light.
enough to you got a guy who, let's go from a guy who isn't willing to pick up his socks to
Yeah.
someone who's willing to pick up the check.
Yes. Ooh, I love that. That's so good. Yeah. Like, you're tired of being the emotional, probably, and financial provider in your relationships. So, like, you might still have to do some emotional heavy lifting, but at least you'll enjoy a nice time. Nice dinner time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Jeff says, "Is there a name for the process?" Jeff, what process?
the of becoming a sugar baby.
I wonder. Caramelization? Is that no? We probably don't wanna apply, like, candy making techniques to this. Softball stage? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just making myself laugh.
Um, so a name for the process of, yeah, I mean, it's sort of an idea of leveling up or maybe a play on words for leveling up.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, maybe it's below. I haven't scrolled all the way down, so maybe there's a name for the process. I think it's if we have a name, the closest is complete A to Z roadmap to attract lucrative attention.
lucrative attention, those
Yeah,
seem to be the keywords, yeah.
interesting.
Um, well, and I would imagine these are women who are used to getting attention, but they want quality attention, it's about
Yeah.
quality, quality, not quantity.
Mhm, mhm. Um, I'm seeing a couple things I wanna point out just with adjectives here, like, lucrative attention, I think on its face is one of those, phrases that, like, we kind of get what it means, but if you think about it, it's maybe not the right word. Lucrative or lucrative.
Maybe generous,
Yeah.
because lucrative implies that you're trying to it's just for the money.
Yeah, it's like a taking instead of a receiving, and I think this is geared toward receiving. And then there's another part where was it? There was another, like, engaged benefactor. I know that this is an industry where there are names for things, like benefactor is a term for a partner or, like, a sugar provider. Um, but maybe those terms need to be introduced in a more straightforward way instead of just bringing them into the copy right away. That's like, here's a bunch of lingo that you might not know, and then join my free call.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I don't know. Can we make jokes about this?
Well, and I would say just engaged benefactor only because engaged has, I know that's not how she's using it, but engaged has other meanings,
Good point.
and
Very
that's not the meaning that she's using in this case. So, interested, I think the difference could be as simple as that.
yeah,
An
interesting.
interested benefactor, excited.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. The call is free, so your love doesn't have to be. I like that as sort of a
Yeah.
tagline. Yeah. An application is required. I like that you're explaining why an application is required.
Yeah, I might end with that, "Call is free, so your love doesn't have to be."
Mhm.
You really use it as a tagline. It's an intimate invite-only discussion with a small group of like-minded women.
Yeah.
Um, or
Yeah.
maybe flip that sentence and say, "Now this is an application only, we ask you to apply because this is an intimate discussion with
Yeah.
like-minded women." Just, so explain why, because that does make it a little bit more exclusive, and it explains to me why it's exclusive. I
Mhm.
I want to be with I wanna have this kind of personal conversation with people who have been vetted, if it's a
Yes.
group conversation.
Yes. Yeah. Um, Such a good point. I know we said we weren't gonna, edit things, but I moved that piece when you suggested it. So, like, I put free closer to the top of the script so that we introduce the idea that it's free, and then we move that little "call is free, so your love doesn't have to be" tag to the end.
Oh, and you've done that so that we're separating the free and the free. We're not hitting
Yeah,
them all over the head. We
exactly.
let them know up top, and then we remind them towards the bottom.
Yep. Yep.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh,
Explosion sounds.
that's well, they've just found another balloon, or it's time to move on.
Cool.
Thank you for
What
submitting that. That
Yeah.
was fun to play
Thanks,
with.
Taylor. What's calling your name, Beth? Knowing what we have on deck and knowing that we probably can't get to everybody as much as we're gonna try.
Knowing what we have, we've got. Let me get this open. Um, Jeff submitted. Jeff is so this is so my I do a lot of speeches and I do a lot of wedding speeches. So I work on a lot of personal things where Leanna works on a lot of business stuff. So in opening this up to both of our audiences, I've opened it up to mine as well. And so I asked for speeches, and Jeff is a going to be a father of the bride.
Oh,
Congratulations! And he has written. And please feel free to confirm this in the chat. Jeff, hold on, I have to figure out how to share this here. Where are you? Where are you? Present. Okay. Share screen.
it's the kind of thing we
Window.
could cut out with Recut if only we weren't live.
That's right. Oh, I'm pulling the crap. This thing is getting pulled. Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves.
Mysterious blank screen.
Yeah. And we're
Oh,
back.
nice. Okay.
Okay. So Jeff says he's trying to write. Well, I can let me just bring this up right here, and I will get in his own words.
Hmm.
Where to go? Where to go? Where to go?
I see the copy. I don't know if our audience
You see
can
it?
see. Yeah.
Yep. I think we can all. I think we can all see it. I was just wanted to. He's working on okay, so this is a song. Working
Okay.
on a song for my daughter's wedding and having trouble bringing it together. Okay.
I wanna know what musical instrument will accompany this song, or is it a cappella? Or are you gonna use, like, a loop pedal? Probably not that,
Uh,
but I really want it to be that.
and so this is, it's a little bit difficult to comment on the song part without knowing what the melody is. But
Mhm.
let's go through and make sure that you tick all the boxes of the content of a traditional father of the bride speech. So you're doing it in a non-traditional way, but let's make sure. So where's the time gone? Seems like yesterday was the day that you were born. Looked at me with your beautiful eyes, your beautiful smile, held my hand for the first time. Ah, that's where I can do that. Okay. You stole my heart, had me wrapped around your finger. There's always one thing I'll never change, that I loved her first. From your first smile, the glow in your eyes when you first looked at me. Okay. And I'm just gonna skim through this
Mhm.
just to sort of, because this is beautiful. I can tell already this is beautiful. But one of the things that's wonderful about a Father of the Bride speech is getting some specificity in there and some of the specific memories. So, um, I remember you sleeping on your chest, sleeping on my chest, wanting to hear more of your innocent laugh, your first steps, your first words, the first time you said mommy and daddy, your first steps, first words, first day of school, Lion King, softball. Many first I'll remember now. Life with Tanner will bring you many firsts to remember
Hmm.
or to imagine. So this is great. I would say, I don't know how you've got your song arranged. I don't know if there are moments when you, and this is not something I usually suggest that people do, performers do in songs, but if you could sort of, a normal song would just sort of build and build and build. But if there are moments, maybe just one or two, where you can pause and tell a story.
Mm.
If there's something where you can say, I remember the first, sort of do that turn from performing to, I remember the time, the first day of school, you looked at me and you said this, and somewhere where you can just get that little anecdote in, or I brought you home from the hospital and I got pulled over for driving too slowly. Just something where a joke or a funny memory that wouldn't fit necessarily in the context of this song because it's very sweet and very beautiful, but where you can just drop an anecdote in.
I think that's really wise. I like the idea of having the heartfelt pieces in the song and then, like, almost conversationally, stopping if it's guitar accompaniment and saying, "By the way, there was this one time that, you know"
Ye Yeah, and a little bit would go a long way, but also, like, here, down here, first time we met you, we knew you were the one, and th the f was how did you know? And that might be a moment where you can say, you came in and this happened and that happened, or it was at dinner, or she brought you to Thanksgiving, and just anything that has a little bit of a story and an organic punchline attached to it might be a moment. And you don't want to do it, every other verse, but once or twice would help.
Yeah. And I think, like, that gives, especially if this is a longer performance, that gives people who might not be, so close to your family the chance to sort of, like, take a beat and, like, release any tension that might come from seeing something so heartfelt. Like, it's a wedding, you want it to be really heartfelt, but there is
Yeah.
definitely a place for, like, a little bit of levity here and there.
Yeah, exactly, because sometimes something so earnest, it causes, it's a good tension, but it does kind of cause that tension, and because also people will maybe be expecting a joke, and
Mhm.
so if I don't know you, I mean, it's also because I'm a horrible person, but I expect everything to have a punch. So, if I was watching it, is he serious? I mean, is there a joke? I'm waiting for a joke.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be a joke per se, but a funny story, the sort of story that you like to tell about your daughter. I'm sure you have tons.
Mhm.
You get that. And then also, if you do it once, then now the audience is anticipating, oh, there might be another one.
Mhm.
And that's kind of a good participation. And then they know, because you've done a good one first, because the first one was so good and so much fun, it's great anticipation, because they're going, ooh, ooh, he's going to stop this is going to be worth it, this is going to be, what's this next one going to be?
Yeah.
And you get the best of both worlds.
And you know this, Beth, but, like, it doesn't have to be, like, a perfectly crafted stand-up joke to get laughs, especially when that expectation is set. You can say almost anything, and if you say it in the tone of, telling a joke, people will laugh because they wanna laugh.
They want to laugh, and also you've got stories that are fun, and that are going to be mortifying to her. I mean, even if you just, when you go up there with the guitar, and and
Oh,
you
yeah.
can just say, I can see the fear in your, I can see love in your eyes. Oh no, that's fear.
That's
Um,
perfect. Yeah.
just something. Be self-aware that you're going up there to sing your father the bride speech,
Mhm.
be, because it only will endear you to people, so that when you go into it, people know you know.
Yeah.
They know that you're doing something
Yeah.
like that.
Little guitar joke. Now that you 2 are done stringing each other along, it's time for me to string everyone.
Heyo.
Done.
I like
Thank you.
it. Um,
Cool.
and maybe there's something also, with the final, just one more thing, but with the final, "Remember, Tanner, I loved her first." Maybe just with the final one, you could just do a little pause, "Remember, Tanner, I loved her first, and I know where you live," or something, or just something that's just kind of a wink and a threat.
Yeah.
Um,
It doesn't have to be that, like, sort of antiquated, archaic, like, "Treat my baby girl right or I'll come after you with a shotgun,"
oh,
but it
yeah.
can be like, we all deserve respect here.
Well,
Um,
and comedy is just surprise. That's all it is. Because if you're going to surprise them, I loved her first. Oh, I loved her first. Oh, I loved her first. And I know where you are, and I can find you.
yeah,
Or remember, I'm a foot, and I'm bigger than you. Or, yeah, I know
yeah,
where you live. Just
yeah.
something, you'll have fun with it.
"I loved
And
her
the audience
first,
will.
so you better make this last."
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully that was helpful, Jeff. Beth, I think your points are so good. Like, just
Oh,
watching the master at work.
oh, stop. But, oh, my final point, Jeff, and I just say this to every father of the bride: see if you can work your wife into it somehow, even
Mm,
if it's just we. Here's something from your mother and I. She had the dignity to not to stay in her seat, but just somehow, even if it's in or lyrically, if there's somewhere your mother and I, blah blah blah, just to somehow overtly or uh, with some subtlety, acknowledge the fact that it wasn't just you. Because
mm.
Father's of the Bride, it's a trap.
Presuming it
You'll
wasn't just Jeff, yeah.
presuming it wasn't just you, but it will get you points. Doing it will get you points. Not doing it will get you in trouble. It must have been so difficult raising her all by yourself. Yeah,
The iciest delivery known to man.
exactly.
Yeah,
Well, great. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Speech
yeah,
people representing. Thank
that
you.
was awesome. I love that. I want to submit my speeches to you. Not that I give any speeches, Beth. I don't what am I talking about? What should we do next? I kinda wanna do a product page.
Then I think we should. And Jeff, it is our pleasure. You are very, very welcome.
Thanks, Jeff. Let's see. Okay. I have a product page for us. Let me share my screen. I remember how to do that.
This is fun.
This is super fun. I'm having a great time.
If anyone in the chat is having a good time, let us know. But I'm having fun. We seem to be having fun. So
Yeah.
hopefully you are as well. And hopefully you're getting some value out of it. And
Yeah.
we are planning on doing this regularly. We are planning, if you're watching this on the replay, I should reset. If you're watching this on the replay, we are doing 5-minute audits of your uh, website copy, speeches, presentation. We're both comedy professionals who come at things from different angles. Lianna is much more business oriented and conversion copywriting. I'm a comedy writer and I ghostwrite speeches for people and I add humor to them. So if you are watching this on the replay, we're going to be doing this every second Monday.
Yeah. I think that's what we said. Yeah.
But if you go into the description, you can find links to both of us. And if you subscribe to the channel, you'll get the notices. You'll find out when we're doing it again. And if you have just joined us and you haven't submitted, there is a link to submit in the description as well. There's also lots more resources for you guys. There's just generally, if you're watching there are lots more resources and links in the description.
Yeah.
That
Beth
was smooth, right?
that was perfect. Nailed it. Beth actually makes videos and content that's like helpful, and she does it on a regular schedule. I have made 3 videos my entire life and promised that I would make more. And then I love to break my own promises to myself. So, watch Beth's videos, read my old blogs. They're still good.
It's all good. Oh, you've brought it up here. Okay. So tell us what we are about to see.
So
please.
we are looking at Pluto pillows, Pluto pillow, past client of mine. Let's see what context. Let's see. Hi there. First off, we love you and loved working with you. Oh my God, Susanna, stop. We have a new product page we recently launched. Has been a great addition to our main flagship product, but copy needs sprucing up and maybe too repetitive.
Okay.
Yeah. And so here's the page. If you want to share that with our audience.
I think I have.
Yeah. Pillowcases. Straightforward. There they are. Silky soft and crisp pillowcases. That's gentle on the skin. Perhaps we need that. Are gentle on the skin. Easy on the planet. It's temperature regulating all night long and naturally hypoallergenic and antibacterial. Made from 100% eucalyptus lyocell. Launch into deep dreams with our light, buttery, and pampering pillowcases. Okay, so first of all, we have this like, is it pillowcases or is it pillowcase?
Yeah, we're gonna get English teacher on you.
Yes, a little bit.
Thank you for submitting. Let's start with thank you for submitting. Please take this in the spirit in which it's intended.
Yes, and I think she will. Yeah, this is a super fun brand. And like, aside from correcting that, we can have a lot more fun with this, I think. So silky soft and crisp pillowcase that's gentle on the skin. And maybe we say like, treat your face or treat that beautiful face of yours to this silky soft, yet somehow still crisp, because those two things sort of stand in opposition to me. Like, is it soft or is it crisp? Can we be both? That's gentle on the skin, easy on the planet. Your new favorite pillowcase is temperature regulating all night long, naturally hypoallergenic and antibacterial. What does that mean? Like, we have room to flesh out that benefit a little bit more. So if it's naturally antibacterial, that means fewer breakouts, right? Less chance that your drool will turn into something that gets into your pores and gives you a pimple. May or may not be speaking from experience there. I don't drool that much, I don't think. Made from 100% eucalyptus lyocell. What do we need to know about this? This is clearly the like sustainable, better for the planet material. So like how, why, how and why is it better for the planet?
Yeah.
And then we have this, this is a misplaced modifier. Is that what it's called? When we have a clause that's talking about one thing, and then we have a separate clause that's doing something totally different. So like, you are not made from 100% eucalyptus lyocell, but you are launching into deep sleep. So like, let's match the subject there for better clarity. Does that make sense? I'm getting so boring with all of this. It's not funny. But I think clarity first and then comedy.
Yeah, clarity and making the grammar correct, because it's pillowcases. Yeah. So I would say, are you advertising pillowcases or pillowcase? But either way, the tense needs to match. So if it says pillowcases, then it should be plural when you're talking about it.
Yeah.
If you want to go funny, you could, for the first line of that pillowcases, go to bed with us or come to bed with us, or something like that. You got a big target in terms of you're sleep with us. We love when people sleep with us. We can't sleep with enough people. We like to sleep around. I don't know,
yes.
This is going to be the gift that comes out of this, isn't it?
I hope so. I really hope so.
Well, I'm using you talking about being a sugar baby.
Right.
Those are the clips. Those are the YouTube shorts I'm making of you just reading the copy to be a sugar baby.
Both of our ads are going to be ruined forever after we're doing the stream. Our computer microphones are just like, oh, you want a what? We do have Funnier copy down the page. White eucalyptus. It's like silk without the death and environmental despair. Longer schematic answer. Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hate how it's made.
So the only thing that I would say is I would move that up. I would maybe make the top bit shorter Well, I think you have to put a little bit of humor into the top, make that a
Mhm.
little bit shorter, and then if the next thing you're talking about is eucalyptus, I might have actually, I might even put that line up here.
Yeah, why
M made from
eucalyptus?
100
It's like silk without the death, environmental despair. That could go right here.
because you want that's a great line, and
Yeah.
that sets the tone for any other copy they're gonna read on that page.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
that seems like that should be in the first piece of copy that people see, the above the fold in the newspaper sense.
Yep.
Remember newspapers, you guys? I mean,
Vaguely.
physical newspapers. Yeah,
Before I knew what the economy was, and I would just sit at the table and read the comics. Life was
the
good.
funnies, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, I want more paragraph breaks just for the ability to read all of this, and then we could also do some selective bolding. Um, in short, we love our little worms and we want them all to flutter into adulthood. Like there could be some worm jokes there, maybe more worm jokes. I'm thinking tapeworms, but that's probably not the vibe that we want on this page.
well, yeah, or just acknowledging, like, yeah, you however you feel about worms, you probably don't want it to be, brutal.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Beth. I was thinking we should name the product, like, because we have the Pluto
Oh,
Puff pillow. We have, I think the Pluto Pod pillow, maybe. Let's see, Puff Pod. Yeah, like let's name the pillowcase, and it wouldn't be a single word that sort of fits into that family of products, but the I can't believe it's not silk pillowcase is a really good way to front and center while still being like conversational.
yep.
Yeah,
Because you could even go from that to why it's and then open with it's eucalyptus, made
yeah.
from the eucalyptus whatever. Why? Well, here's why.
It's time to
Yeah.
leave the worms alone. I also really want there to be a pun on eucalyptus, like eucalyptus, the fabric that you're gonna love. EU, you know, right? That's it. That's all.
Yes.
Um, can we also have like if we're going from the comedy angle, one thing that would both be better for conversion and better for funny would be to have a 5-star review excerpt right below the product title. So we pull out like somebody's raving about the product, but it could be like, 5 out of 5, my family stayed alive. A silk.
Silkworm.
Yeah.
Howard Silkworm. Yeah.
Howard, yeah. Howard P. Worm.
Um,
Um,
yeah, I think all that I think we've hit 5 minutes with this, but,
right. You're right.
hopefully, I don't know which name is it whose that was,
Oh, Susanna. Yeah,
but
not
hope
Sarah.
but, um but yeah, I hope that was helpful and that it's because it's a great product and the ingredients are there to
Yeah,
make that, just a little bit more fun. But again, think when you're trying to add comedy to something, think about I mean, the big targets. I mean, you're talking about something that's in bed and what happens in bed. Lots of stuff happens in bed. And you don't have to go right to sex, but you've got it's sort of looking to see what your little mise en place, what your ingredients are, and you've got a lot of good ingredients
yeah.
for humor in that. And when you're looking at anything, a speech or a website or your copy, whatever it is, just take a step back and look at some of the ingredients. Try to figure out what ingredients for comedy are there. What associations are with the product, with the wording of the product, with the problem. And sometimes that's just going to lead you there because that's what you want. Whatever you immediately think of first, whatever your brain connects to it quickly is likely what someone else's brain is going to connect to it quickly.
Thank you for zooming out and giving like the comedic approach because I get so plugged into the words. But you mentioned associations, and I just want to tell people watching either now or later that like one of the easiest ways to bring in more comedy is just to sit down and write down your associations with a topic. So like bed, yeah, sex, sleep, silkworms. What are some associations with worms? Birds, dirt, being blind. Like
Yep.
there might be something there as you're writing that list. The more you get, the more you'll start to see things connect with each other. And that's where the jokes come from.
Yeah, and brainstorming, and yeah, exactly. For some, it works just as well for a speech or an opening line. Like, we were talking earlier about Jeff, and he's a father of the bride who's going to go up and he's going to sing something to his daughter and accompany himself on the guitar. But so think about that. Be aware of what other people are thinking, and then just be self-aware. Okay, I'm up here with a guitar. Is that something that I should acknowledge?
Yeah.
Just
Right.
self-awareness is very specificity and self-awareness are two of the keys of comedy. They will just small things that will go such a long way. And if you I wanted to just reset one more time. If you're just joining us and you want to submit something, I'm not sure we're going to have time to get to it. We will do our best, but there is a link to submit in the description. And if you're watching this on replay, you can come find us the second Monday of the month. We will be here doing this live again, and you'll have another chance to submit. But watch this, because even if we're not looking at your material, hopefully the tips that we're giving are things that you can apply to your material. And also, I'm going to put in the description when the stream is finished, chapters. So you'll be able to skip. You'll be able to go from, oh, this is website copy. This is a landing page copy, and I'll put that in there so you can skip from uh, audit to audit, knowing what it is, so you
Mhm.
can get from it what you need to get from it.
I love that you're just, like, thinking about the stream for posterity, and I'm just like, we're doing it live. It's gonna exist here for 1 second, and then it's gonna disappear."
I've been way down the YouTube rabbit hole, but
Nice.
but it is there's sort of a radio kind of hey, it's the top of the hour. Let's reset. If you're just joining us, there's the 405 is crowded and it's raining. Bring that umbrella if you're just joining us. So
I think you
uh,
might have an alternate career in radio, Beth. That was good.
it sounds pretty natural. Um, who's our next victim?
I think we have time for 2 more if we're quick.
Okay.
Also, Susanna and Pluto say thank you. Thank you for submitting. That was super fun, obviously,
Thank
like
you for submitting. Yes.
yeah. Let's do real quick, we have another Dave, present. And again, if we don't get to you, we are deeply sorry, and I will take it personally if you're mad, and I will cry. But we're gonna be doing it again, once a month. So there's a chance that we might just start next month from some of the ones that were already submitted. We can do that.
Yeah,
Um,
we can try to do that. And also, by the way, if you can do us one favor, if you are finding value in this, hit the like button. Uh,
yeah,
that
thank you
really
so
helps us out. That helps get this out to more people, and the more the merrier.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
It's my
Um, okay, yeah, okay, you're sharing it. Here's
oh,
Dave.
I'm sorry.
Dave says, no, it's great. You can share it. It's ready. We're ready to go. But Dave says, please roast my homepage. And so, because I know Dave personally, I want to be a little merciless. Um, and my first question is, Dave, like, what the fuck is this? This whole, sorry, we're not supposed to curse, but why, why the graphics? Just, I think that's diluting your brand value, Dave, by using these little clip art type illustrations. And I think that if you wanna make it clear through iconography, it's worth hiring somebody, for a few bucks. Okay, that was mean. Beth is like taken aback by how mean I'm being.
No, it's a fair point. It is a fair point. Well, because it's all about it in comedy and speech or in anything. In this as well, it's about first impression. So if the first impression, I mean, you may be using this art in kind of a retro vibe, but if it doesn't read as a retro vibe, or if it doesn't read in an ironic way, that someone might look at it and go, I don't know if I want to pay money to this
Yeah,
person who looks like, if the landing page is kind of janky. And I think maybe it is being done in sort of an ironic way, because that recapture logo is pretty sharp, and the rest of it looks nice and sharp and clean. So I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
yeah. Maybe
But that's my initial reaction just as a customer coming to a website. If I'm gonna be giving you my money, I want it to look professional.
Yeah. And this is like, I'm being extra critical because this is the exact intersection where I specialize, right? Like software meets e-commerce. And so like I've seen a million of competitor landing pages in the same market. And I'm like, this is telling me that maybe Dave's target is not like the store that's bringing in 1 million or more a year, you know, or 10 million a year. Maybe this is like, we're just getting started with our shop.
Yeah, and that seems like information they don't need. That seems like why not make it look like $1 million?
Yeah, or if it is for, you know, stores in a certain revenue range, let's say that right away. Like,
Mm.
uh, and we could even say it in a body copy somewhere, like, you're not making enough to pay for, I don't know, was it Postscript or Recart? Well, if you're not paying for Klaviyo, Postscript, Upsell.io, all these Shopify apps that plug into the ecosystem. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but we should talk to who we want to buy this. And I do think that this subheader is saying that. So like, I love these. I love a hyphenated adjective, the minimal learning curve, no agency required, boost your revenue immediately, email marketing, and abandoned cart solution for your store with amazing customer support. The one thing I would say, like messaging wise, is for your doing however much a year store, and then make amazing customer support its own point. So right away,
Yeah.
just roasting Dave right out of the gate.
Well, and I would continue that because I do like that run,
Mhm,
the
mhm,
minimal learning curve, because it sort of forces you to read it all in one breath,
mhm.
almost as one gigantic adjective. But I would continue it with, because that ampersand, that little, I don't have any way of, yeah,
That's so good.
um, that it kind of feels like it slows it down.
Yeah, email marketing meets abandoned cart solution. That's how we get those hyphens going for that fourth line.
Yeah, and even maybe you could drop a period, and meets abandoned cart solution period with, and then make the next thought with amazing customer support.
Mhm.
So this is your gigantic solution. Oh yeah, and we also have great customer support.
Famous 5-minute install supports most major e-commerce platforms. I kind of want, instead of supports most, I want this to be like the ones it does support. So don't make me go dig and see like, oh, it's got to be Shopify and e-commerce, but is it Magento and whoever else? Like name the ones you do support instead of calling attention to the ones you don't.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about a headline too before we go on. Because the easy button for increasing revenue with email and SMS on your store, which arguably could be in your store, like the easy button, it seems like we're trying to point to that concept, but we're not quite getting there because we don't have any supporting visuals for the big red easy button that Staples made famous, right?
Right.
So obviously increasing revenue through email and SMS, increasing your store revenue through email and SMS is the unique value proposition here. It's not that unique because there's a lot of tools that do it. So how do we bring in like the market again? Increase revenue with email and SMS for stores that are grinding toward, 15K a month in revenue, or for WooCommerce stores or whoever we want to talk to. And
Well,
then
accessible to everyone. You mean that sort of,
I mean, let's differentiate in the headline and not just say it's easy. Or if we do say it's easy, let's bring in the famous 5-minute install. 5 minutes from now, watch your revenue go up 5 minutes from now. Yes, it's that easy. We'll increase your revenue through email and SMS. Like that, the famous 5-minute install. If I walk away from this website and I'm thinking about the app later, I'm gonna remember that piece.
oh yeah. And anyone who's who's a small business who's tried to install anything and knows how nothing takes 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
takes 5 minutes until you hit the wall and you go, "Well, I'll be watching 17 videos to try to figure out how to
Or I'll
how
just
to
quit.
make this work,
Yeah.
or I'll
I'll just
just not do it."
Yeah. We haven't gone on. Recapture supports your favorite platforms out of the box. So we don't see any of this above the fold. But I kind of want to see like supports Shopify, WooCommerce, Magento, BigCommerce, and more, instead of making us scroll and pointing out who you don't support. Integrates with your favorite apps. Set up and send. We've got this little like uncapitalized thing going on here and there. I don't know. We could argue that. That's not important. Don't listen to me. This is me, Beth. This is me going into like software page brain, and I need you to pull me out and bring me back to comedy.
Well,
that's it, huh?
just for that one. No, well, I think we covered above the fold, and we gave a bunch of tips on how and suggestions for directions he could go and things that are actionable. So I think we've offered some value, I hope.
I think you're
that,
right.
and we can maybe squeeze in another couple. We've got people in the chat.
Yeah.
And we've got,
let's see, who else do we have? Is there anything that you remember from all of our many responses that I was so delighted to get that you wanted to make sure we did on this first call?
Yeah, let's take a quick. Oh, well, I know she's here because I saw the name.
Yeah.
It's the glass.
Oh, yeah. Is it Elisheva?
Yes.
Yes, let's do that. Okay, so our last review, and I will stop sharing Dave. And Dave, like, call me. We have things to talk about. We have this glass website. Beth, do you want to share or should I share?
Do you mind sharing?
I don't. I'm just going to find
it. Are you able to share?
I think so.
And then in the chat, is there anyone in the chat that we, I see some thank yous in here. So is there anyone if you're in the chat and you're sort of desperate for us to get to yours, maybe we can do one more after this very quickly. So if you're in the chat and you are not Elisheva, I hope I'm not mispronouncing that, but drop us a comment and we'll try to do yours.
Yeah.
And also, if you're in the chat and you're enjoying this, please hit the like button. It's helpful to us. It is. It's very helpful. And subscribe. Hit like and subscribe. I'll take the like, I'll be honest with you. But if you subscribe, then you'll hear about the next time we're doing this.
And you'll hear maybe when I make a video, which, could be tomorrow, could be 10 years from now. Just like to keep it interesting. Okay, so we have this wedding glass package. This is another e-commerce store / service, kind of a hybrid.
And this is for people who haven't been to a Jewish wedding. The wedding glass, it's after you're pronounced man and wife, there's a glass that's wrapped in usually a I've lost my words. Napkin. There's a glass and the groom steps on the glass. Everyone shouts Mazel Tov. So this e-commerce store is selling glasses for that purpose, and maybe other things too. But just so people have context.
Yeah, I have less context, I think, because I didn't even know before today that there were special glasses for this purpose. But it makes sense that there would be.
Well, if you're classy.
If you're glassy.
Ours was one from the caterer, I think, but
nice.
So I'd like that this, well then, I'm interested in hearing I guess anyone who's looking here, it's kind of a self-selecting group. So anyone who's who's shopping for a wedding glass has a sense of what it is. But I do like that. Oh, and she also sells a mezuzah. It's got the Jewish prayer on the in the doorway of your home. So a glass blower.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love the structure. Like if we go through the page really quickly. So we have the package, we have show me wedding glass package options. We have a CTA, a call to action that's written as I would hear it in my head, which is great. It's very clickable. It's very specific. I know what's going to happen. And then we have like storytelling, right? So why do we shatter a glass? How do we, why did I create this? Something unique and beautiful can be formed out of broken pieces. That's gorgeous. How does this happen? Maybe how do I create your wedding glass package? Because happen sort of passive, right?
Yeah, and I would say also, to me, just again, just as a customer, a potential customer, um, I find this, um, very interesting. I might want to see this sooner,
Oh, yeah.
because
I
it's
yeah.
so it's sort of why you're not just grabbing one from the caterers. This is why should you have one that is really special, and what makes it special.
Yeah. Yeah, because it gets made into something a keepsake for you. That's so cool. I don't think anyone else is doing that if they are making special glasses for this purpose. So I kind of want that to be up here, like you were saying, not just wedding glass package, but like if we have to have wedding glass package as the main title, let's have a subhead that's like, um, turn your, I can't remember, I'm going to say it wrong. Well,
Glass?
turn your glass into a keepsake. Like, don't hide that all the way down the page in the copy. And then I think if we do want to bring a little bit of humor into it, it might be like in a long and happy marriages, in a long and happy marriage, you're bound to break some glass. So start it off the right way with a special glass that gets reforged into this keepsake.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I like that, and I also I mean, I think I would even, boy, I'm just going to I mean, 'cause these are my people, so
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
um, you didn't get a special glass. Um, you're this is what you're skimping on. Uh, but yeah, I think the story of it because the first thing that jumps out at me is are the quotes, but it doesn't jump out at me as a potential customer that you are the artist,
Mhm.
and that is so unique and so interesting, that to have a a a something custom made for me. My
Yeah.
brain just hit the wall, but to have something, made for me by a glass blower, and that you can get a kiddish cup, a mezuzah case, like, you can get all the stuff together. I just think all that
Yeah.
should be above the fold.
That's so gorgeous. It's like
Oh, I've only just realized it. So this is things made from your shattered glass. So you get
yeah,
the glass to shatter,
yeah,
you keep it in
and
the
then
bag, and then
turns it into
additional things for the length of your
yeah,
marriage. Oh,
yeah.
that's great.
Isn't
So
that
that
gorgeous?
maybe it's just because we're looking at it on a screen, so apologies, but those things did not jump out at me.
Yeah,
That feels like that should be crystal clear.
that's what I was
Uh,
saying with the title, like, we need some indication of before and after or, like, what's going to happen because it's hidden right now in this body copy that I've highlighted.
well, it's waste. If you just break something and throw it into the trash can,
Mhm,
it seems wasteful.
mhm.
And why be wasteful when you can do something meaningful, which is
Yeah,
neither funny nor good copywriting. But the spirit of that,
yeah.
I think, can be helpful to you. Just giving you my sense of it through the eyes of a potential
Ooh,
customer.
maybe it's like, the tradition starts with a stomp, like, it doesn't have to stop. Like, the tradition is the stomp and then, like, mazel tov, and you're married, but that's just the beginning if you buy this package. Like, your long and happy marriage begins with the stomp.
Yeah,
Wendy's has a great idea. Wendy says, "Break glass, keep memories." Break glass, yeah, break
yeah.
glass.
In case of well, it's usually what in case of emergency, break glass. In case of emergency, in case of wedding, break glass.
In case of a
Then
marriage.
then have it made into unique. Have it crafted into unique handmade or
Yeah,
handcrafted uh, keepsakes you'll use for the length of your marriage.
yeah. Glass and you shall receive.
See what you
Mm.
did there. See what you did
Ah.
there.
Yeah, I think our comedy here has to be sort of on the linguistic and wordplay side and not on the earnestness side, right? Like, we have to preserve the beauty of this very sacred thing that also has
Yes.
artistry in it, and it's very hard to find room for funny there, so it might be better to just make a few, like, light wordplay jokes.
Yeah, and focus on the function and focus on the story.
Mhm.
This is an artisan glassmaker who is taking something that usually goes into the trash. I don't know if it does traditionally. I can only, again, speak from my own experience, but I was at a wedding,
"What
last
happened at
weekend.
your wedding, Beth? Tell us, where's the glass?"
In the trash can. Um, but I would love to have had that made into a mezuzah and a salt dish and all those sorts of things. How
Yeah.
wonderful would that have been?
Yeah. So we need that point. We need that awareness of what this is much higher up. And then
Yeah.
I think this is a beautiful testimonial, but I want to see one that is specifically about, like, I had no idea it was an option to turn the
Yes.
glass into something so meaningful. Like, thank
Yes.
you for this. It's my most treasured heirloom.
Yeah, and put this, the finally having the chance to meet the artist. I mean, that you put that lower in the
Yeah.
copy. I mean, it's a great
Yeah.
testimonial. It's wonderful. But yeah, I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah. This, like you said, this testimonial should be near, even in the about the artist section of the page or the site.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, here's me." Um, we've spent probably more than 5 minutes on this, and I think
We have.
it's so good. Do we wanna do one more? Because we promised to do one more.
Shall we do one more? I didn't hear anyone, no one in the chat spoke up.
Okay.
Um, last, going once, going twice, I'm going to, no one in the chat is speaking up. I think we've taken care of everyone in the chat. So I think we can end with our consciences being clear. If you are watching this on replay, or even if you're not, you can check the description. You can follow us. You can find out more about what we do, and we have both have two separate businesses. You can find out how to get in touch with us and the services that we offer. You can submit for next time, where we're going to be doing this the second Monday of every month.
Yeah.
And you can, I'm also going to break all of this down, and you'll be able to just go through this as chapters. So with each product, with each page, with
Yeah, there it is.
each review, each audit will be its own chapter. So you can skip among them. But thank you all so much for watching for watching. Thank you, Doug and Katerina, Shannon, Katie, Pluto team, Susanna, Wendy, Kevin, Jeff, all the Daves. Thank you
Oh,
so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe, and please join us next time. We really appreciate it. This was fun.
yeah.
Did you have fun?
I had a great time. I love seeing how your comedy brain works, so I'm excited to do this again.
Fantastic. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.